Welcome back to the Wednesday edition of Good Morning Arkansas. I'm Justin Lewis, and we're also joined this morning by Bryant attorney Justin Minton. He's here to dive into some of your most commonly asked questions about personal injury, those legal questions. Justin, thanks so much for joining us. Let's get right to it. I guess one of the first questions, if the other person is at fault but both of you have insurance, do you guys usually recommend people seeking an attorney at that point or not?
I do. I mean, there's several reasons why, but you know, getting compensated for your injury case is a lot of times requires an attorney, and to get fairly compensated, you almost need an attorney. I get probably 80% of the cases that I handle, or the people that I talk to, they come out with more money having hired a lawyer. And there's a lot of reasons why. There's some doctrines in Arkansas that help people get compensated. You know, there's a not made whole doctrine, there's the collateral source rule, and attorneys know how to investigate cases better than people who just get rendered hopefully once in their life or get hit once in their life. So yeah, I mean, if you want to come out with more money, more than likely you need to get a lawyer. And
our next question, which it might be the first one for many people, you know, what if they can't? What if they cannot afford an attorney, but they need some help? How can they end up paying you guys?
Well, I don't charge on an hourly basis. I do cases with what's called a contingency fee. And what that means is that I do not get paid unless I recover for the client. So it takes the risk off the client and puts it on me. So obviously I need to be, you know what I'm doing and be able to evaluate cases pretty quickly on the front end, gather the information that they need to push their case forward. And so they're not going to write me a check at the end of the day. The check's going to come from the insurance company.
Okay. And our next question is, if I hire a lawyer, won't they just get all the money, or can't I just wait and see how it goes with the insurance company? How does that work?
I don't recommend doing that. You know, there's the wait and see approach. You lose evidence. There's evidence, you know, pictures of injuries, you know, injuries heal, and you don't get the full grasp of the injury if you wait and take it 6 months from now. If you need to document evidence such as you know, skid marks on the road, debris, that kind of stuff, you know, that needs to be done right away because rain and the weather is going to wash that stuff away. So no, I wouldn't recommend a wait and see approach. The not made whole doctrine and the collateral source rule that I also talked about earlier, you need to get those. You need to get your medical bills taken care of as quickly as you can if you have health insurance. If you have medical, you know, any kind of major medical insurance, get the providers to start billing those if they will. And then negotiating the case from there. So,
and this happens so common, and so many of you guys are out there competing for the business. Someone wants to know, how do I choose the right injury attorney?
Well, I would focus on an injury lawyer find a lawyer that handles personal injury. I mean, there are a lot of lawyers, if you walk into their office and say, hey, I got hit by an 18-wheeler, you know, will you take my case? And they'll say, yeah, you know, we'll get on it. You know, and they might do a fair job at it, but, you know, unless you do it every day, like I do, there's just no way to keep up with the changes in the law on it.
And you guys are the experts in this. Someone wants to know, if I hire a lawyer, does that mean I will have to go to court? What do you think about that?
No, more likely than not. I mean, most cases settle out of court. I've read statistics that say only 2% of cases go to trial. You know, it's probably a little bit higher than that in my office. Yeah, I mean, most cases settle. I mean, insurance companies generally, once you get a lawyer involved, the lawyer can make them treat you fairly, and they generally will, but not always.
Now, the injuries maybe from an accident could linger. They could go on for a while, but someone writes, how long will it take to get a fair settlement offer? What's the timetable usually on those?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, it just depends on the injury, the treatment. Most of the time you do not want to try to settle your case until you've reached what I call maximum medical improvement. I mean, you're as healthy as medical technology will get you. Once you get to that point, then you know it's probably okay to start talking settlement, but you don't want to settle your case before you're fully recovered. And that's what a lot of insurance companies do. I used to be an insurance adjuster, and I would go out and meet with people right after the wreck. You know, they're still sore, you know, still in a cast or whatever, and I would, you know, try to here's $500 or $1,000 and try to get them to settle right away, because I know or the insurance company knows that the value of that case is way more than what they're offering you on the front end. So
right, and those are just a few of the key points when it comes to personal injury. But I know people can consult you, if they have additional questions, or if they're seeking somebody to help them with an accident. And so here's how you can get in touch with Justin. He's at the Justin Minton Law Firm in Bryan. His number's there on the screen, 653-2111, and also there's his website,